We'll see the third problem. Following information has been disclosed by the balance sheet of the firm. They have given monetary assets as the rupees 10,000, monetary liabilities as rupees 5,500, and other information. The price index at the time of monetary asset were acquired and liabilities were created was 100. It stands 130. Presuming that there has been no change in the assets and liabilities, calculate the general purchasing power of the loss. Okay, so what is the base here? When they have purchased, the price index was 100. When at the end of the year, it is 130. Okay, so they have created, this is the word hinting, that is giving the hint to take this 100 as the base. That is, so we are converting from the price index. So we are converting 100 to 130. So that's why. So this is the beginning of the price index. This is the end of the price index. So what we need to calculate here? Gain or the loss of the general purchasing power method. Okay. So we'll see the. Okay, already we know the formula, that is to get the general purchasing power gain or loss. So here is the formula: converted amount minus historic cost. The historic cost is already we have, that is 10,000 minus 5,500. You will get the amount as the 4,500. But we need to convert the converted amount. We need to calculate the converted amount, right? So that we will calculate now. Okay, so how we need to calculate? So first take down this all the headline, that is calculation of general purchasing power gain or loss. So we are taking the table to calculate the first historic cost amount and the converted cost amount, the particulars, historic cost, conversion factor and converted amount. Okay, in the particulars, so I will start from the monetary assets. Monetary assets hold the rupees 10,000, right? Okay, next one. So the less non-monetary assets are not given. So we will use the, on that against we will use the monetary liabilities. Monetary liabilities, that is 5,500. Okay, what is the balance here? It is 4,500. Okay, now similarly we need to calculate the figures, so which are from the conversion factor. Okay, so already I told you that, so 130 is the price index, that is we holding in the end of the period. So 130 for both and 100 for all. So this is the just will take the this only. So now we have the figures, that is 130 divided by 100. So 1.3 is the answer, multiplied into 10,000. We will get the converted amount as 13,000. Next one, similarly we'll do it for monetary liabilities, that is 130 divided by 100. We'll get the 1.3. So multiplied into 5,500, we'll get the 130 divided by 100 multiplied into 5,500 will get the 7,150. Now we need to deduct these two. So in the 13,000 we need to deduct 7,500, 7,150. So we'll get the 5,850. Okay. So how to decide this figure as the assets or the liabilities? So here you can see in the both the cases the monetary assets are more than your liabilities. So that's why whatever the answer we get is net monetary assets. Net monetary assets. So we'll write the amount. What is the converted amount? It is 5,850 minus the historic cost amount difference, that is 5,400. So we'll get the figure as the difference of both. We'll get the 1350. 1350. So is it a gain or loss? So how we need to decide? Okay, so it is here. Okay, so it is termed as, so the gain or loss with the general purchasing power. So hope you understood. So we have calculated first as the converted historic amount differences. Next we calculated converted amount. So the difference between both has taken as the gain or loss between the your monetary assets and non-monetary assets.